I got to plug my mouse back in. Okay. Ila, tell me your running story. How did you get into it?
Well, I started running at 54.
Yes.
I will be 67 in August.
Yes.
And I started because of health reasons.
Okay.
Well, at the time I was in graduate school and working full time. I was adjunct faculty part time and graduate school full time.
Wow.
So the body's like, we're a little bit tired of you. And my diet consisted of tea and toast.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Cool. Getting the
And
nutrients.
yeah, just great.
Yeah.
And just one thing, people don't understand, it's so easy to slip into that cycle because you not healthy, but your body gets used to it, so it adapts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then around that time I got sick
Hmm.
with bronchitis.
Oh.
But also along that time, I'll never forget, it was in February, and I just come inside and it was cold out. I mean, it was like one of those butt kicking cold days. And I was cold in the house because I have a garden condo,
Hmm.
and my feet were cold. I'm like, huh, okay. So I put on some socks. I keep them on the coffee table,
Hmm.
and I'm still cold. My feet are still cold. So
Hmm.
I went to like scratch my foot, and I didn't feel anything.
Oh.
I'm like, okay. So are they really that cold? I can't scratch my foot and I don't feel anything. So I got up to go to the kitchen and get another cup of tea, and I noticed I couldn't feel the floor.
Oh.
I knew I was walking because I saw it,
Yeah.
but I couldn't feel the floor. So I have this is an old building, so I have what you call baseboard heat.
Hmm.
So when I touched it with my hand, damn near burnt my skin off. When I put my foot against it, I couldn't feel it.
Oh. Oh no.
I'm like, okay. So of course I had to consult Dr. Google. Okay.
Yes. Of course.
And I'm like, cold feet, no feeling, whatever else, tingling sensation. And it says neuropathy.
Hmm.
So what the hell is that?
Hmm.
Well, it's caused by this, and diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah.
My heart sank. Now, me, like I said, this is Saturday. I know my doctor's closed.
Hmm.
So Monday I get up, I'm like, hi, I'm not, I said, I got this, so you sound like a horse because all that phlegm was in my chest. So
Yeah.
she's calling me in a Z-Pack. I said, you know what? My feet are cold. And I Googled it, and she's like, I can hear her rolling her eyes over the phone.
Yeah.
And she's like, I said, I think I may be diabetic. She said, let's not jump to that conclusion. You need to come in. We need to do a blood workup. She said, but in the meanwhile, I need you to get rid of that bronchitis you had. And it really morphed. I was sick for a week and a half with that. So when I finally came into the office, she did the blood test, and she says, well, I have some good news and I have some news. I'm like, okay, can I have the good news? She says, well, your infection's going away. I had a respiratory infection.
Hmm.
She said, that's going away. She said, I don't get gross, but I was coughing up yellow opposed to brown, which is
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
lot better. Okay.
Yeah.
And but the other news is that you are diabetic.
Oof.
And I would have rather have gone out in the middle of Sheridan, just hit me by a car. Okay.
Yeah.
And I got very angry and very upset. And I felt kind of lost. I didn't know what to do. And my blood pressure was 170 over 90.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
When she took the blood pressure, because we're chatting at this time,
Mm.
and we hadn't gotten to the regular stuff that you do. The nurse comes in, she takes my blood pressure. She says, hmm. She said, let's take it in the other
Yep.
arm.
Yep. Hmm.
And she says, hmm. I said, what does mean? She said, well, we'll let Dr. Rosenberg talk to you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
She looks at my chart. She slams that chart down on the table. She makes me take my top off. They roll in the EKG machine.
Oh
They start putting
shit.
all
Yeah.
those node things on you. And she said, do you have any inclination of heart failure? your ass is going directly to the hospital.
Oh,
I said, I can't. My car, she says, I don't give a blank about your car.
yeah.
I have your brother's phone number and I will call him
Mhm.
and let him know we are admitting you.
Yeah.
So luckily, long story short, the heart was okay. Blood pressure was just sky high. So she says, blood pressure and diabetes, they're a couple.
Mm.
They marry each other. And she says, we have to back this down. So she called me in a prescription for blood pressure and for diabetes, which is, I was on metformin. And she says, do not pass go. You get to Walgreens, you need to buy a bottle of water. And I want you to take it while you're in Walgreens. So I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, damn.
I said, I can't wait till I get home. Now, you buy a bottle of water. I need you to take both those pills in the store. I'm like, okay. And I did that. And I get home. Anyway, by the time I thought about it, became very angry. I didn't know what to do. I was embarrassed. Okay. I didn't want to tell anybody. I talked to her. She says, this can be fixed. She says, but you're gonna have to be proactive on this. I said, will I be on medication for the rest of my life? She said, that depends. So in the meanwhile, like I said, I had picked up a lot of weight. And she says, you need to move your body. She says, you need to give me 5 minutes a day. That's all I'm asking you. You just tell me 5 minutes every other day. How about that? I'll make it easy for you. I don't care what you do. Walk around your building, walk block to the mailbox, whatever it is, I need you to move. So I told my brother and we started talking about that. And he says, well, why don't you run? I'm like, for what? Where?
Where?
I said, that's why my car is parked up back. And at the time he was doing 5Ks and 10Ks. And then again, I'm in graduate school. I mean, I got 50-page papers that are due. And the last thing I knew to add something else to my plate. But I was sluggish, the headaches, and that was my blood pressure, which I had no idea. And she says, we got to back that blood pressure down because that's why you have the headaches. I was just popping Tylenol and Advil, just thinking,
Yeah, you're not even paying attention to your body.
no, I got a headache, you know. She said, and plus your diet sucks. So I don't have time to eat. She said, okay, but you have time to drive your car. I'm like, yeah. She said, you put gas in your car, right? I said, yeah. She said, okay, then you need to put gas in Ila.
Mm.
So long story short, I started running a little by little. It was in January. I'll never forget it. And I go to the gym because I work for Northwestern University.
Okay.
So we have a gym. And I had a membership for years. Just ain't never used it. Never making free money off of me. I was the best customer. Okay. Paycheck deduction. What the hell?
Go for it. Run it. Run it.
And I went in and I just looked around at the machines. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? So I get on the treadmill. I'm like, I don't want to do this. 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 But and I'm like, sitting there, I'm holding on. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Oh, only 2 minutes? Okay. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. You would have thought I had spent 4 hours in there. It was barely 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, she said 5 minutes. I'm done. Okay, I did 10.
Yeah.
So I got to the point I had worked my way up on the treadmill and it became very boring because it was very static. It's just like I'm sitting there, nothing on the TV screens, my music is going, and I paid more attention changing my music than I did the actual treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I said, okay, I need to come off this treadmill. I said, but it's -5 degrees out there. Where are you going to go? So we have to have an indoor track.
Oh, rad.
So I start running around the track. I found this app, 0 to 5K. So I figure, you walk, it beeps when you walk, it plays you, pauses your music and it tell you now you walk. And you beep again, now you run. I thought I was going to have major heart failure after the first time I tried to do it. And I ran around and I stopped before the beep. Okay. I'm like, I'm still walking.
Yeah.
And it go beep. I'm like, I'm not ready yet. Okay.
You're like, I'm still recovering.
So finally I was able to make it around. And then I ended up finding my groove on the track. Got my playlist going. I'm jamming and everything. So then I get bored with that. You can only run in circles for so much time. And this is on
Yeah.
an embankment, those track and the
Oh,
field,
yeah.
and they're on a slant. And at the time, I didn't know my feet and ankles didn't like that. Now I know, but then I didn't know. And I just had some old bummy gym shoes I had in the closet. I just pulled out. What do I know?
Of course. Of course.
30 years old, probably. They had to blow the dust off of them, okay? And I said, well, maybe I can go outside. So I look like the Michelin woman when I decided to go outside.
You got like everything on.
Oh my God. You put on what, like, those little kids, you got kids,
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
snowsuit you put on them.
Snowsuit,
Oh my
yeah.
God. I look like, what is the cartoon character? Oh, I can't think of the name. They're real dirty. The kids.
Wait, like, what is
Come
it?
on, Fox.
We're not going to figure.
I cannot think of their name, but they're kids, but they
Someone will
have
tell
potty
us.
mouth. I can't think of their names. Anyway, they one is like this because he's so big. Well, that's what I felt like. I had on tights. I had on jeans. I had on sweatpants. I had on a sweatshirt. I had on a turtleneck. I had on a hoodie, and then I had my down coat on. I was ready to go.
The turtleneck.
Walk.
Okay.
But I was ready to go.
You're ready. You're ready to go. You're
I'm
not
ready
going to
to
be
go.
cold. You're not going to be cold.
Got out there. I started sweating. I'm like, oh my God. The water is literally running down and freezing on my face because I'm so damn hot and cold at the same time.
Yeah.
So I come back inside the gym, change my clothes. I text my brother, hi, I just finished running. He says, where? I said, outside. Outside where?
Yeah.
I said, outside behind my gym. He says, are you insane? Do you know what the temperature is out there? I'm like, yeah, but let me tell you what I had on. And he starts rolling, He's like, okay. All right, you're special, sis. I love you, but you're extra. Okay. Fast forward, I kept it up, made it through the spring. I'm still just running because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just running. And I found this group called Black Girls Run.
Yeah, yeah. Excellent organization.
And I just Googled women running. Women running in Evanston. Black women running. And that's what did it when I did Black women running, and they had Black Girls Run. So they had a chapter up here in Evanston, and I joined them. And that's when it started slowly coming into view. Meanwhile, I'm training I'm getting real good. I'm to the point I'm running outside now and got my Garmin watch. I'm so proud of myself.
Oh, damn, you got your Garmin.
Because I'm a techie person, okay? Don't know shit, but I am a techie person, okay? Got to have all the gadgets. Can't use them all, but I got them, okay?
Yeah, you're ready.
And my brother's like, well, if you're going to run, you need to set a goal because you'll keep training and you'll become bored. So you need to have something to reach for.
Very well.
So I'm looking for a race. So what kind of race? So I found a race, Ravenswood.
Yep, 5K, right?
5K, okay. Yeah. So this was like right after Christmas, and I think that's in April or something.
Yeah, it's like a spring 5K.
It's a spring race. He says, okay, good. So you need to work up a plan. You got to do 3 miles. He said, that's all you got to do. It's a 5. I said, how long is a 5K? Because I don't know kilometers. What the hell?
No,
Tell me 3 miles? How hard is that? But they call it a 5K. So I was training. You would have thought I was training for the marathon. I was out there I was running 5 days a week. 5 days a week. No shit. Okay. I'm telling you.
Logging those miles for your 5K.
Oh, I was logging the miles and you couldn't tell me nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
And the race day came. I got so excited. I went to one of my shuttle buddies. I was telling her about it. She says, oh, I'll run the race with you. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And so I said, okay. I told my brother, I said, I got a friend who's running the race with me. He's like, oh, okay. So I had to learn about packet pickup and all that. I had never been to Fleet before. So I went there and I got my packet and everything. Little did I know my brother had signed up for the race.
Oh, I love that.
But he didn't tell me. And I said, look, I got my packet pickup. I'm number XXX. And what I didn't know is he was almost circling the block so I wouldn't run into him.
Oh, I love him.
And so, because he says, when do you want a packet pickup? I said, oh, I'm going at Friday at, when I get off of work, my girlfriend's going to take me, da, 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 da. And he's like, okay. And what time did you say you were going? Because he wanted to make sure that we don't run into each other.
Yeah. He wanted to keep his surprise
And
going.
I got in there and I saw somebody I knew. I started talking and everything. And he's like, oh God, where is she? So he texted me, did you pick up your packet yet? I said, oh yeah, I'm here. I ran into somebody and da, 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 da. He's like, would you like go home? To himself, it's like, would you go home already? So anyway, so we get race day is Sunday, I think it is. I'm a organized person, so I like to get to places early. That's just me. Okay?
Yeah. It's all right.
And if I could have rolled out of bed at 4 o'clock and been at the start line at 5, I would have been there. Okay. And I'm all anxious and hyped up. I am ready to
You're
go.
doing your
I got a
race.
race. And we get there and they're not even set up yet, Harley. I look back now, it's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah.
And fine, I said, where's the race? Are we going to have it? I asked somebody, I said, are you volunteer? I said, well, where's it? She says, miss, we got 3 hours before the race. I'm like,
what are you going to do for 3 hours?
I said, are we going to be on time? I mean, are you going to be ready? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah.
None of the streets are blocked off yet. We got 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
And I find a parking space and everything. I said, and I'm pacing I said, oh, the cars are coming. Do we run with the cars? I'm like, we might get hit,
I love that.
It was hilarious. So fast forward, race time. Finally, 20 minutes. Text my brother, hey, 20 minutes out. I'm so pumped. He says, I'm almost there. Well, little did I know, he was in the parking lot already.
Oh.
Still don't know he's running. Okay.
Yeah.
He's just coming to support me.
Yeah.
And my BFF was there. Another family friend was there. So I had this little entourage. You would have thought, like I said, I'm running Chicago Marathon. Yeah. And just a little 5K. And so now it's 10 minutes before race time. And I'm in the back of the line. I'm at the end,
Yeah.
And I don't care. I'm just happy to be there. And they said, okay, runners, in 2 minutes. So I got my finger on my watch, ready to start my Garmin, and I'm hugging and kissing every goodbye. Wait for me at the finish line. Don't leave me. I'll be there before noon. And I'm thinking, this is going to take me forever. I don't know. I've never ran a race before. Am I going to get lost? My brother said, just follow the crowd. You can't get lost. I'm like, okay. So by this time, runner's ready to go. And I'm getting ready to hug my brother. He says, oh, hold on a second. I said, I gotta go. He says, I'm gonna go with you. And he took off his coat and he had
my goodness,
on.
like all Superman about it. Yeah.
Oh my God. I broke out in tears.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
Yeah. What
he
a great
said,
brother.
I'm right here. I'm your wingman. He said, you run your race. I won't leave you. You just run.
Yeah.
So I did. I was all happy. I had to watch my feet because, the streets are kind of janky over there.
Yeah, they are.
And almost tripped the first time out. Okay. I'm like, okay, I got to look at the ground. I can't look in front of me. So I'm running and everything and looking at my watch. I'm like, okay, I think I'm on time, not pace. I don't know pace at this point. I think I'm on time. Okay, I'm doing good. And I'm running and I'm running and I'm running. And I said, where is the finish line? And somebody says, oh, you got to go down. Got to go down the hill. You go up the hill. Then you take a left. You go underneath that viaduct. And that's, kind of like make a big square-ish circle.
Yeah.
He says, you're doing good. So by this time I'm running, I'm not tired, but I'm anxious. I guess that adrenaline kicked in.
Yeah.
And I looked at my brother. He says, I'm right here. I'm like, okay. He says, just do your thing. I see you. I'm like, okay. So he had to stop and tie his shoe. He said he looked up and I was like 800 yards ahead of him. It's like, what did you left me? And then he told me, when you see the finish line in view, he says, lay down the hammer. And that's what I did. When I came around that corner, you can see the balloons and things. And I took off for dear money and I finished. Damn. So that was my first 5K and I was hooked.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So
Of
then I
course.
went on to 10Ks, and I landed at half marathon. I
Mhm.
really liked that just sweet spot was right there. And
Yeah.
then I belong to Everson Running Club. So we are the largest support system at Chicago Marathon
Oh, wow.
at the aid stations.
Mhm.
So I decided to volunteer. That was 2012. And my
Okay.
brother was running it. So I
Okay.
was
Oh,
so
awesome.
excited. And I said, where will you be? How would I find you? So I'm all decked out so he can see me. Okay.
Mhm.
And having a good time and jamming and stuff. I see him come over the hill, and I run up and give him a hug and a kiss, and he goes on. And then I turn to my friend. I said, we got to do this next year. She's like, really? I said, yeah. I said, I've done a half marathon. She said, but you're talking double that. I
Yeah.
said, then
Yeah. That's a whole
we'll just
other half.
run.
Yeah.
So we'll just run more. Again, I have no idea for training or anything. So that marathon was a shit show. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
2013, that's when I did it. I signed up for it. I was so geeked out and had no idea. I had no hydration,
Yeah.
no food, no nothing.
Okay. Hold up. I want to pause you. So you start running with running groups, right? Like you're running really consistently with running groups. You're doing your half marathons. What changed in your training for the marathon? Like, how did you train with it? Did you train with like a training group? How did you build up to that? No, 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 no. We did not. Okay. No.
Zero, nada.
You just thought I just got to show up on race day.
Basic, pretty much.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
I knew
Okay.
I had to run more than a half marathon. So I knew I had to add some more miles to my regular running. And I ran
Okay.
after work at this point. Okay.
Okay.
So I knew if I got home by 5, I changed my clothes, and by 5:20, I was back out the door.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would run to like about 6:30, about an hour.
Okay.
Because it's
All right.
daylight, it was no problem. Okay.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, I still went out there, but I only go in the daytime if I was by myself. So I waited till the sun would come up because I'm not going to
Yeah.
run in the dark.
Yeah.
And I just did it, but it was a shit show in 2013. That was like, you idiot, but I did it. Took
Yeah.
me forever, but I did it.
Yeah. Okay. I want to pause you, but how is your
Mhm.
blood pressure and your diabetes at this point?
Okay, so at this point, things are they're kind of like flatline.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
getting better. I'm still taking the medication and everything.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, okay, but I still need you to lose weight. Like, just get
Mhm.
off my back. I'm running now. Give me a little grace here. I'm still in
Yeah.
grad school because I was working on my PhD. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah. Yeah. And you're working full time.
and I'm working full time, and also I was teaching 2 classes as well. So
Wow.
it's like, I'm doing the best. I got all these balls in the air,
Yeah.
and I still kept my running up, but then I started, with me being a researcher, I said, you need to research running. You need to
Mm.
find out stuff.
Wait, so how many years into running did you decide to
Okay,
research
so that
running?
was after the marathon. That's when I
You're a smart person, Isla. I'm loving all these decisions that you're making.
after the marathon, I'm like, okay, you need to make some changes. I
Yeah.
had the chafing, the proper bra. I got girls, okay. I don't
You're
know
just
if you
showing up
listen
and
to this.
running. I'm just loving
I
it
just showed
so
up. I
much.
didn't have no sport bra. I had my regular underwire bra. I mean, can you
No,
imagine?
you did it. Oh, I love this. I love everything about this, Isla. I love it so much.
I don't know what running clothes are. So I
Yeah.
finally found out about CWX, okay?
Okay. Okay.
The compression stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, well,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to sell my soul to buy a pair of those. Well, shit, they were $129.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
figured, okay, if you're going to do this, you're going to buy one pair.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you're not going to do this, there's no need to invest in all this gear.
True. True.
Went to Feet Fleet and got fitted for a good pair of shoes.
Hmm.
Find out you don't wear the running shoe the same size as you do your street shoe.
Mm-mm.
I wear a 7. I told the guy, I can't wear a 9. That's too big. He says, please put the shoe on, miss. Sure enough, depending on the shoe, I'm 8.5 and a 9. I had like that half inch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, why aren't these falling off my feet? He says, you don't want them to fit. You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
allow for swelling and all that, which I had no idea because none of it had happened yet. Okay.
Mhm.
So anyway, so by this time, the weight is coming off teeny tiny bit. And but again, I'm still under a lot of stress and stuff. The headaches are still there. So I know my blood pressure is still up. Okay. Now that I
Yeah.
know it's not a headache, it's my blood pressure.
Yeah.
And I had to really study that because that you're messing with your heart at this time, or you could just pass out in the middle of the street. That's
Yeah.
kind of like not cool. Luckily, I do live across the street from a hospital. Okay.
You're ready.
But you got to get there. Okay. I'm just saying. And I started, things started settling down. I let the adjunct teaching go. I
Okay.
had to let that go. I couldn't manage that anymore, especially with a full-time job. Okay. I had full-time, part-time, full-time schools. Something had to go. So
Yeah.
I let that go. And I tried to start eating better. So, I got into the smoothies. That lasted about a day.
Yeah. Okay.
I got into the lettuce. That lasted about 2 days. Okay.
Got into the lettuce. I got into lettuce. I was really big about lettuce. I love it. Okay.
And I got into like the baked chicken. I had wings growing out my back. I ate so much chicken.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt like Pegasus or something because it was like awful.
Yeah.
And but I needed something quick, something I could do and not ponder. So on the weekends, I would. Now that I know it's called batch cooking, I didn't know it was
Yes.
called meal prep. I didn't know what that was at the time. I just figured I get a thing of chicken breast, cook it all, make some rice, make a small salad, make enough for 4 days,
Yeah.
all ready for work. So I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And things started changing a little bit, but my A1C score wasn't coming down. That's the score they use for being diabetic.
Okay. Gotcha.
So my A1C score was like 6.5.
It's not good.
It needs
No.
to be under 6
Okay.
or at 6. If you're between 6 and 6.2, they consider you pre-diabetic. I was over 6, you're diabetic.
Yeah.
Approaching 7.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a no-no. And so she increases my medication. Now I'm pissed now because I've gone from 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams.
Oof.
So my medication has doubled.
Yeah.
Took a pill in the morning when I get up, and I take a pill before I go to bed. Then I had to prick my finger.
Ooh.
That ain't no fun, let me tell you. I'm surprised I still don't have calluses on my fingers anymore because I have that shot thing and I'm like, okay, this is gonna hurt. Wait, I can't do it just yet. Wait, I can't do it just.
Oh no.
I'm sitting there trying to, and it's a pen thing. You just go.
Oh,
like,
I know, but
can't do
the
it just yet.
pressure of that one is it
Oh
bruises you. It
gosh!
hurts.
And then you got to put the blood on the strip and wait for the readings and yeah, just a hot mess.
Yeah, and you don't have any time for this.
No, I don't. And that's what made me start changing my lifestyle. And then I said, and I noticed that, well, if I run, the blood pressure was down. If I run, the A1C was staying, it was still high, but it didn't go higher. So I said, okay, I need to start matching the dots here. So now I'm really into the running. I'm doing all these half marathons and a couple marathons here and 10Ks over there. So I'm jamming. And then I'm like, I'm getting bored with this. This has to be something else to do. Because I did the marathon. I'm like, oh, that's just murder right there. That's just torture. I'm like, I can't be right. So then that's how I found Hal Higdon.
Oh, yeah.
I typed in running plan.
You went to Dr. Google. I love it.
Dr. Google, who else? Come on.
Yeah, who else? Who else is going to help you?
And the group that I was with, they're all marathon focused and speed. I ain't never been fast, okay? Never.
Yeah.
I got butt and boobs, okay? So it's
a lot to carry.
That's a lot to carry, okay?
Yeah.
And but I have endurance. Okay.
Yes.
I had endurance. Didn't know it was endurance at the time. I just knew I could run
You
long.
could keep going.
I could
Yeah.
keep going. I look up, oh, I should have been back by so and so. Turn around, I come back. Still didn't connect the dots. So I started reading Runner's World at the time when I was subscribed to it. And this guy was telling his story how he had gotten hit by a car. He was an avid marathoner and he was doing a 240,
Damn. Okay.
which I thought was, oh, okay. Like I said, what do I know?
Yeah,
I
yeah. You don't
don't
even,
know
you're
anything.
like, yeah, okay.
I have now I know, but then I had no clue. And he was, depressed because he couldn't run like he used to. I'm like, dude, get over it. I said, if I did a 240, I knew, put this way, I knew I was doing 6+. Hell, I'd take a 440 at that point. Okay.
Mhm.
And his friend told him, why don't you try ultra running? I said, what is ultra running?
What does that
And
mean?
he says, no, that's for other people. I meant to speed. He says, dude, you may never be able to reach that speed again because of the severity of his accident.
Mhm.
So he did an ultra and fell in love with the trails. I said, oh, Isla does not do trails. I said, trails mean, I said, what is a trail? And oh, hell, that's woods. Isla don't go in the woods. I don't camp. I don't do this. No, I am a city girl. Okay. I am bugophobic, ghostophobic, I'm starophobic. If it ain't in the
I'm tree
daylight,
phobic. Like,
there you go. Isla, if
uh-uh.
it ain't in the day, Isla's not going out. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
But I said, what is this ultra running? So I keyed it in. Ultra. I'm like, there's something beyond a marathon?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Good
And
question.
that's when I found the Chicago 50/50.
Yeah, right along the lakefront.
I said, Now, at the time, I was very involved in Run Junkies.
Okay. Yeah.
You know that group. Okay. I
Yeah.
was like one of the first members ever since the group was formed. That's how long I've been in it.
Oh, wow.
With Dan Woods. Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, I was an ambassador at the time, but he let it go because he couldn't keep up with it. I was so honored when they asked me to be an ambassador. I'm like, I'm an
Yeah.
ambassador for Run Junkies, And I saw the Chicago 50/50. So I go, what is that? And then that's how I found Flatlanders. Are you familiar with
Yeah,
that?
of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Been around
Okay.
forever.
So that's how I met Scotty and them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, they volunteer. So I decided I'm going to volunteer. Why not volunteer for the 50/50 so I can see
Yeah, what it's
what they're
about.
doing? So
Yes, so smart.
why did I pick October in a snowstorm, in a blizzard, and ice? But that's okay. That's
Mhm.
okay. And I volunteered. I had the time of my life.
Mhm.
Helping people and just watching people coming in, barely making it. And I just fell in love with this. So I said, okay, I'm doing this race next year. So this is 2016.
Okay.
And I told my best friend, whom I met online, who lives in Missouri.
Okay.
We never
Yes.
seen each other, but we've been Facebook friends for like 2-3 years at this point.
Yeah.
I said, guess what I'm doing next year? And she says, what? I said, Chicago 50/50. She says, 50 what? I said, 50K. I'm doing the 50K. She says, are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I said, it'll be a late birthday present to myself. She says, if you are crazy enough to do something like that, I'll train with you and I'll come and do it with you. So we trained
Yes.
virtually
Mhm.
and she flew in, she stayed with me, and we
Mhm.
went to the race.
Yeah.
It took me forever to do that.
Yeah.
I still don't know about nutrition quite yet.
Mhm.
I had nothing on me.
You have
Didn't
nothing
know
on
the
you.
eight.
You don't even like a vest. You don't even know about the vest. You're just showing up. Are you eating from the aid station?
I didn't know I could.
I love this so much. I love it. I love it. You were just like, I'm just gonna show up and do it. I don't need nothing.
I asked, I said, is it okay if I have some water? They're like, oh, sure, help yourself. I came back. I said, is it okay if I have a chip or whatever's on the table? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I thought they would just be kind to me.
Who did you think the food was for?
But
You didn't even think about it. You're like, I don't know.
And my whole family came out to support me. I had about 10 people supporting me at this
Oh,
race. They
I
all
love
came
that.
out.
Yeah.
And I told them, hey guys, I sent this email out. I said, I'm doing this 50K, have the ambulance ready for me, have a foot doctor ready for me. I have no idea what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing. And they're like, okay, our sister has lost it. Okay. I have a brother and a sister, and my
Yeah.
sister came in from Michigan. She
Oh,
drove
wow.
in to be there for me. I said, I might be out here to midnight. So I don't know how long this is going to take me. And I finished. Like I said, you would have thought it was UTMB. Okay.
You
I
did it.
was so happy. I had no idea. So then I really started becoming educated about the whole ultra scene.
Yeah. You went to Google.
Went to Google again. And then you know what I found? Born to Run.
Oh shit. Yes. 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 That's
And
what
I'm
you
an
gotta
avid
read.
reader. I
Yeah.
love to I got 2 books on my iPad, I'm always reading,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
Born to
read
Run.
that book and I said, I have found my
You
people.
said, I am born to run. Yes.
This is me. This is me. This is me. So now this has helped me start looking for I don't want to say educated research, but become more in tune with the scene itself. And I
Yeah.
started looking about shoes, and I started learning about gear, proper stuff that you need to do this.
Yeah.
And so when I do something, I go all in. I don't
Mhm.
like ease in. I just go.
Yeah.
There's no,
Clearly, I'm learning this about you.
I
You
just
just
go.
show up.
I just show up.
Yeah.
And my health is getting a little better. So a good friend of mine, she's also diabetic, and but she was type 2 diabetic on oral medication as well as insulin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm like, okay. And we got to talking and stuff. And I said, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? And that's when she told me she became vegan.
Oh, okay.
I said, vegan? I said, you mean like as in rabbit food vegan?
So, the
I mean, that's
lettuce.
lettuce.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I tried that a couple of years ago, and me and lettuce kind of like don't like each other. And she says, no, Dodo. She says, her daughter was vegan and she turned vegan, and she showed me a couple of pictures how she had lost the weight, but how her A1C score was coming down. So
Oh,
the weight
wow.
was good, but I was more, what made me change was with being diabetic.
Yeah.
So as you know, I go all in. I did my homework, I did my research. I said, Black folks are vegan? I mean, what do I know?
They're out there. They're out there.
And I started Googling. I found websites. I found podcasts, Instagram, Black vegans. I was like, oh, okay. So I had to relearn how to cook all over again, because when you cook one way and you don't cook that same way. So
Yeah.
I came home. I never forget. I had getting ready to grocery shop that Friday, like I normally do on a Saturday. And Wednesdays, I said, I'm going vegan.
Yeah.
I
I
opened
love
up
it.
my pantry and I took out everything.
Damn.
Opened up my refrigerator. I had just grocery shopped. I took out everything. Knocked
Damn.
on my neighbor's door. Hi, do you eat eggs? Do you eat ham? Do you eat so-and-so? Do you eat so-and-so? I said, here. She says, I said, yeah, don't ask any question. I said, I just bought it yesterday. Just take it. She says,
Mhm.
can I pay you? I said, absolutely not. She says, well, what are you going to eat? I said, I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I said, but this
That
is
could
not
make
going to
sense.
be it.
Yeah.
So I gave her probably worth $60, $70 worth of groceries. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I go all in. I
Yeah.
don't ease off of nothing, because
No.
that gives me too much time to
When
go
you've
back.
made up your mind, you're just
Made up my
like,
mind.
mind
This is
made
that
up.
thing.
Done. I'm
Went back
vegan.
out. Got a list off of Google saying what to eat when you're vegan. That's when I learned about quinoa, lentils,
Mm-hmm.
beans, more veggies. Isla's allergic to greens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to green stuff. What
No
kid is
lettuce, but there's other
no,
ones out
there you go.
there.
And when I learned there's more than iceberg, I learned
Yeah.
about the Boston lettuce and
Got kale.
hey,
Yeah.
right, is me and Isla don't like kale. Okay.
Okay. So
I'll
kale's
put
off
it in
the
a
table.
smoothie though. Okay. but I don't like it raw. Spinach I'll do raw.
Yeah.
But I don't like it cooked. Okay. I know, right? I'm extra. I'm extra, Allie. I'm just letting you know.
I'm
Okay.
loving it. I'm here for it.
And when I became vegan, that's when everything started shifting. So
Yeah.
now I'm into the ultra running now.
Yeah.
So
You're an
ultra
ultra running
running,
vegan. You're Scott Jurek out there. I see you. I
there
see
you go. And
you.
didn't know about him till a little later.
You
Okay.
get the reference now, though. That's all that matters.
And I'm getting into the ultra scene. And a friend of mine, he ultra runner, and I told him, oh, he came at the end of my race. Him and his then girlfriend. They showed up. I was coming in my last loop. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? He says, we coming to run you home. You
Oh,
don't think we was
yes.
gonna leave you out here? And they came in, they ran me. I didn't know that was a thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he says, we were waiting on you. Like, we asked where you were. We figured we find somebody out here who knew you. Okay. And they said, oh, I think she's on her last loop. She should be coming back by now. And sure enough, when they were coming out to look for me, I was coming in. And I
Yeah.
was hugging him and I said, I'm so tired. He says, yeah, I don't want to hear it. Suck it up, buttercup. Let's go. Drill sergeant. Okay.
Yeah.
And I came in and face was all salty and everything. It was just
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah.
And he's like, you did it. You did it. And I'm like, okay. I said, so what's a 50 mile? He's like,
What's that in Ks? What's that in the
right.
kilometers?
Let's cut the K stuff. Okay. What's the difference between a 50K and a 50 mile? He says, like 19 more miles. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So then I start training for my first 50 miler,
Yes.
which was Crimea River.
Oh, oh, wow. Okay. You picked a good one. Okay. Cry you a river. Yes.
That's an understatement. But
Yeah.
before that, my friend takes me on, and he was going to do a race, and that's what it was. He was going to Crimea River. Okay.
Okay.
And he says, he saw me running up on Sheridan, him and his girlfriend. He says, hey, next weekend, I'm going to do a trail race. You want to come with me? I'm like, sure. He says, we got to leave at 3 a.m. I'm like, okay, you just let me know what to do. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
He said, you can probably maybe run an inner loop. I'm like, okay, cool. What do I know?
Yeah.
And I had never been on trails before.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
You're ready
boy.
now, though. You're ready.
So I get out there and I have dressed in my running clothes. I think I just run a couple of loops while he's out there. I signed up for the half.
Of course you did. I love
happened to
it.
stick $50 in my pocket,
Yeah.
and the race was 45. Okay. And he introduces me to the race director. I want to say her name is Kim or something. She's a little
That sounds
shorter than me.
right.
She has dark hair,
Yeah.
and she said, oh, you're running? I said, yeah. And he looks at her and she looks at him, like, yeah, it's a half marathon. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Not so fast, as Columbo would say. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I signed up. She says, well, we don't have any more t-shirts or anything. I'm like, oh, that's okay. Cause I'm a t-shirt freak when it comes to running. I want my
Yeah.
shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, but that's okay. I came at the last minute. And so I signed up. And I said, but I don't want to get lost. And I have a vest at this time. I have
Okay.
learned
All
to
right.
have a vest.
We have a vest
With
now.
just
Okay.
water. I don't know anything.
No electrolytes.
No.
No gels.
Why
nothing.
would I have that? Come on,
You
Allie.
just
why
need
would
water.
I have that?
You
I
got
just need
your
water.
You just got it.
I just need water.
I got it. I
And
understand now.
he looks at the race starts at 7. We left here about 2:30, 2:45. We drove straight in. Beautiful sunrise getting down. That's in Chaloth, I think it is how you say it.
Yeah.
Chaloth. And get there and he says, okay, your job is to follow the flags. I said, flags?
That is your job.
He said, there's little flags in the ground. And I have to dig them up. He's like, no. I'm like, what kind of running is this? I gotta dig up the damn flags? He says, no, it shows you where to go. He says, but unlike a road race, they're not going to be every iteration.
Yeah.
He says, you have to look for them, but don't veer off the path.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I start off and start off in mulch, I think it is, and you kind of run out, you run back in, then you hit the trail.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do this. Let me tell you something. When we hit that trail, I'm like, oh shit, Sherlock. Okay. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. The steps are crooked. I turned around and said, are we going the right way?
Yeah. No, like this is uneven.
This is he said, this is a trail, baby. This is a trail. Somebody yelled. I'm like, okay. Huh. I said, oh, this don't look too good. But I sucked it up, met these two nice young ladies. They do it every year. And so they helped me along. Had no idea what elevation was.
No. Nope.
Because I'm a flatlander.
Single track. Yeah.
Why would I know that? I start climbing the highway to heaven. It's only 90 something degrees out there.
Only 90. Shit.
No shade, no sunscreen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you didn't even know you were running a race. You were going to interloop it.
I just run around in circles while he's out there doing that. I think he was doing a 50 miler. And I got up there and I said, are we going up? She says, oh yeah. I said, do we know where we're going up? She says, up there. I said, Jesus sits up there. And they start cracking up. I wasn't laughing. I was dead serious. I said, so how do I get down? She said, the same way you get up. I'm like, okay, this is so not good.
Yeah.
And didn't realize they showed me how to walk sideways coming down, because she says your center of gravity is in the front. So if you try to go downhill, everything's going to lean forward. Yeah. So she says, remember to go sideways. I said, but there's a cliff over here. There's a cliff over there. I said, what happens if you fall? She says, don't. I'm like, oh, well, that. I said, well.
Oh, cool.
I said, that's very encouraging. I saw every bug in the stratosphere. I'm spiderophobic, wormophobic, anyophobic, okay? Creepy crawler phobic, okay? And I'm having a hissy fit out there. I'm sweating, the gnats, I'm eating the protein.
All over you. It's
just not good, Allie. It's just not good.
No, it's not a good time.
And I'm going up and I'm going up. And just when I thought it flattened out, you go up again. And then what do we call it? Switchback? Then you real tight. I'm like, what? Who did this? I said, this has to be the wrong way. This is not the right way. Yeah. And then this guy, I said, am I going the right way? He says, yeah, just keep going. What the hell? So by this time, I finally make it to the top where the half marathon turns around.
Yeah.
If you're doing the 50K and 50 miles, you keep going. Your aid station is farther. I come in that aid station, I sit down. Water is everywhere.
Yeah.
My pack is dry. Yeah. And I come in and I said, I'm so tired. He says, well, what are you doing? I said, the half marathon. I said, I normally do this, but I've never done this before. He says, what do you mean? I said, I don't even know what a trail is. He says, oh my God.
Yeah, he shook.
I said, this is my first ultra. Is that what you call it? He says, your first ultra and you picked this?
Yeah.
I said, well, my friend is doing it. He said, well, who's your friend?
Yeah.
And I told him, I said,
Vince.
He said, that's not a friend.
No, that ain't no friend. That is
he said, that ain't no friend. You need to ditch him. I said, well, unfortunately, I roll with him, so I can't ditch him. He says, well, when you get back to wherever you're from, make that your ex-friend.
Yeah.
And he said, this is one of the hardest races to do. I said, well, I've never done one, so I don't know. He says, well, if you made it halfway, he says, and you just need to turn around. And so I said, well, what happens if I can't make it? He says, oh, you have no choice.
Yeah, you got to go back.
You got to go back. I said, you mean I got to go back down that hill on the ledge so that I could fall off and trip and die?
And
all the spiders on the other way. He says, yeah, that way. Oh my God. That's one day God turned off the speakerphone for me.
He's sick of you calling.
He's like, you know what? Put her on hold next time she calls. Okay, just put her on hold.
Yeah.
She'll make it through.
Yeah.
Long story short, I made it. I was half
You're
baked.
here today. Yeah.
I'm here today. And then I was bitten by the bug. I've been
You were
running
literally bitten by bugs.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I just kept plugging away. The next 50 miler was then the 50 miler was um Potawatomi.
Oh, okay. That's a great one to choose. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an easy 10-mile loop.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no hills involved.
Oh, Big Bertha. Well, we
Yeah.
don't like each other. Me and that wench, we had a whole come to Jesus talking. And then after I did those back to back.
Okay.
I did Potawatomi, and then I turned around. That was in April.
Mhm.
And then October, I did Hennepin.
Yes, of course. Yeah. You did the 50 miler at Hennepin too.
Mm-hmm.
Rad.
And I said, I wonder if I can do 100. Let's just
Uh-huh.
skip the 100K. What the hell?
Who even needs 100K?
But I didn't know
What's the
there
point
was
of it?
100K in between. I just
You're
went
like, what are we, miles or kilometers at this point? Make up our minds.
exactly. And that's when I started training, but I ran a lot in between there because then I'm really trying to fine tune my pace, a strategy. Now I'm getting into the crux of thing. I
Yeah.
read Scott Jurek, Coop, and all that. I start getting into them.
Yeah, yeah.
My love is Jim Wamsley. I would love to sit down and break bread with him. That's
Man,
my
have
man.
you watched his documentary on YouTube yet? I
Yes,
haven't
I
watched it yet.
have.
Man, I keeps coming up and I was like, man, I gotta watch that
You
documentary.
have to watch it.
I have to. I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
But I watched one of his first ones.
Mm-hmm.
People thought he was very arrogant when he started running. He
Oh,
wasn't
I love
arrogant.
him. Yeah.
He just, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And how he had issues when he was in the military, how he kind of lost himself. So I think if you haven't watched anything on him, you need to come and watch that first.
I gotta watch the first documentary first.
I will watch the first documentary on him because you will really appreciate the second one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I start learning more and more and more and more. I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go for 100.
Mm-hmm.
So I went for Tunnel Hill.
Oh, Durbin's race. Excellent. Excellent.
I went for I wanted to keep it flat because we know how we did on the hills. Okay.
Yes, right.
Tunnel Hill, it's not good. Yeah, that was
not a lot of hills. It's not a lot of hills. It's called Tunnel Hill, but it's not a lot of hills.
Not a lot of hills, but it has its issues.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared. The coach that I had wasn't all that great. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got lost. Okay.
You got lost at Tunnel Hill?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Got lost at Tunnel Hill. We should have went one way and we went another.
Okay.
I said that's
how you get lost. Yeah.
It's not the way to go. And all these big rocks we were climbing over. I said the purpose I did this race because it was flat. So why am I going up a hill? And you don't need to be a rocket scientist for that.
Yeah.
And then we came up to the top of that hill, it was a freeway. I'm like, no, that's definitely not right.
No, that's not right at all.
So we turned around, we were a mile out.
Mm-hmm.
We had to come back a mile.
Yeah.
So that's 2 miles we wasted time-wise.
Yeah.
And then I saw a row of headlights going this way.
Yeah.
I said, we're supposed to be over there. We're not supposed to be over here.
Yeah.
So I missed the cutoff.
Oh, that sucks.
When we made the 50-mile cutoff with 5 minutes to spare.
Oh, shit.
I had banked it for an hour.
Yeah. Oh.
Because I figured if I had an hour, I could change clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. We had 5 minutes. I had time to pee, turn around, go back out.
Yeah.
When we went back out, we had to hustle. Now, I put everything I had into making that 50-mile. I think it's an 11-hour cutoff, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
When we got to the next one, we missed the cutoff, which was 63 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Missed the cutoff by 3 minutes. He said, I have to pull you.
Yeah.
He says, unless you can make 8 miles in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He says, I was livid. So I got over that. So I went back again the next year for Tunnel Hill.
Wait, what year was that? Is that the snow year? Are we at the snow year yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you went the snow year. Yes.
Went back for Tunnel Hill the second time. Still another DNF.
Yeah.
They gave me the 50-mile buckle. I didn't really want it.
Yeah, because you came for 100.
I came for 100, but they made me take it. Came back Tunnel Hill for the third time.
Yeah.
My friend who was with me, we run races together. She became tired or ill or whatever, and I wasn't going to leave her
Yeah.
on the course. We were
Yeah.
on pace, so there was a DNF on that.
Damn.
So Tunnel Hill is still. I'm gonna deal with Tunnel Hill in 2025.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you
Okay.
are. Okay.
So now I've taken a hiatus. I'm tired. I just need to run at this point. I don't,
Yeah, you're like,
everything,
oh, this is disappointing. Yeah.
and I decided to get a coach, a
Yeah.
real coach.
Yes.
And she got me on target, nailed my nutrition, start putting up something I could follow. I thought I was doing pretty good considering I don't know Jack, but she
Yeah.
fine tune things, how to eat, how to prepare, how to do fartleks, which I hate, how to do speed
Yeah.
work, which I hate. I
How to
just
do
want to run,
hill work.
and how to do hill work, which I hate. Okay. So hear the commonality, hate, hate,
Hey,
hate.
hey, hey, hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I did it. But I did it. And I decided I wanted to run another 100.
Mhm.
Nah, I gotta run another 100.
You got to. It's the distance.
So at this point in time, I did Galena
Okay. Great
Sky Trail.
race.
That was in
Awesome.
between. I did that, and I had a hamstring injury.
Okay.
It was hot as Hades out there for that race. Okay.
Yeah.
But I completed it. And then after that, my girlfriend and I, we went to Oklahoma
Okay.
and did the pumpkin Holland 100,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I did the 100K.
Yeah. There's a great ultra scene down there.
And I thought I was going to die out there, but we finished. So when I came off of that, I'm getting ready for Across the Years.
Oh, that's a great choice. Okay. Yeah.
And did Across the Years. That was awful.
Oh no.
That's a loop course, right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar?
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay,
it's
so
like a short loop course,
yeah,
right?
it's like a mile point 107 something,
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
something, something.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a really short, tight loop. Yeah.
I made it mile wise 98.6
No, Isla, no.
and missed the cutoff. Didn't miss it, but meaning that I couldn't go back out to finish.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I hear you.
I looked like Yoda.
Yeah,
I was completely bent over
yeah.
and sideways like this.
Oh no, you had the lean.
The ultra lanes. It was severe. I have never experienced anything like that in my life.
Yeah, yeah. And they have no idea what's causing it. Yeah.
And it was just awful. Just awful. So I'm really, because I came off of that, did Tunnel Hill, and then I turned around and did ATY. Because that was going to be
Yeah.
my ATY was going to be my stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to step back for a minute and find out, am I really cut out for this?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You're a failure. You haven't
Oh.
completed anything. You're not an ultra runner. You can't even
What?
finish.
What? Oh, I hate that. Yeah, I hear
All
you
the
though.
times you've attempted 100, you haven't even finished.
Yeah.
So when I did ATY for 2023,
Hmm.
which you finished in 24,
Yeah.
I was on point. I think I did everything just like this. I left
Mhm.
nothing uncovered, even
Yeah.
though I had a quad issue and I was very nervous about 4.5 months out, thinking you can't act up on me.
Yeah.
And my coach, she says, you're good. I do a run walk. I'm gonna put that out
Yeah.
there when people listen to that. I do a run walk
Yeah.
and a 3-minute run, 1-minute walk. That
Yeah.
works perfect for me.
Yeah.
And That's 71 loops out there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I crossed, I started Saturday at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and I finished Monday at 4 a.m.
Oh shit. Okay.
43 hours,
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah.
no sleep.
Oh shit.
And I crossed
Dang.
that finish line. I
Hell
got my
yeah.
buckle.
Hell yeah.
I
That's
got my
so
buckle.
impressive.
So when I tell people running, I don't want to say running's not my friend, but running's hard for me. I
Yeah.
don't have a gift or
Yeah.
things like I have to work at 3 miles as hard as I work at 100
Yeah.
miles. But I
Yeah.
love it. It's in my blood. It's my
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Backtrack a little bit with the A1C.
Mm-hmm.
Once I became vegan, I lost 70 pounds.
Shit.
My blood pressure went down to what, 124 over
Rad.
whatever.
Yeah.
Went into the doctor's office because she kept adjusting the medication opposed
Mm-hmm.
to adjusting Ila.
Yeah.
So I became my own advocate.
Yeah.
I work at the medical school, so I ask questions and stuff like that. And I know a couple of people who can make
Yeah.
sure,
Help you out.
so help me out. And I decided to, because I said, when can we, how do you know if I'm getting any better if you don't like let loosen up my medication, let the body kind of get out of that so it can kind of function on it. So take the crutch off,
Yeah.
Well, you just need to stay on it. I said, okay. So I
Yeah.
had to see her every 3 months. All right. So
Yeah.
I decided I'm coming off the medication.
Yeah.
I just wing myself off. I'm a spreadsheet person.
Yeah. So you're like tracking it.
Yep. I tracked everything every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
Blood pressure, prick my finger. Oh, she said, oh, you can do that every other week. I'm like, okay, if I can prick my finger every other week, why can't my medication come down?
Yeah.
And she didn't know I was vegan.
Yeah.
So I came in, 3-month checkup. Oh, numbers are looking good. Came in again, 3 month checkup, 6 months now. The physician assistant came in. Your A1C is 5.8.
Yes.
I said, oh, that is fabulous. And your blood pressure is perfect. So I went in and asked her. Once the doctor came in, I said, so what are we going to do about medication? She says, well, we can just keep an eye on it. I said, you know what? Let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been vegan for almost a year now. One.
Yeah.
I said, two, I haven't been on medication for 6 months.
Yeah. Oh
And she
shit.
just kind of looked at me. I said, oh, here's a spreadsheet. So I documented everything. She was like, oh. I said, you treat the symptom, but you don't treat the person.
Mm-hmm.
And you doctors need to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
So I said, Ila had to take it into her own hands. And that's what I
Yeah.
did. So I haven't looked back since. I
Yeah.
love running. I love my ultras. I will keep doing them. I tell people, don't worry about the age.
Yeah.
If you can get up and look up, you can run. I'm
Yeah.
not the fastest. I'm backup packer, but I can
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah.
I can get it done.
You know what I think so cool? And I mean, I have this perspective that like most people don't have because I direct races and I coach athletes. And there's a large contingent of like postmenopausal women who do trail and ultra, but they're not like putting y'all on the cover of Ultra Running Magazine or on the culture cover of ultrasignup.com or whatever. But like y'all are a big like big demographic of it and amazing athletes. And like you're saying, like you don't have a skill, but Isla, dude, you have this incredible mindset that you're just going to show up and do it, which is like 90% of what running is. Is just your mind. And that all of my athletes that are post-menopausal women, they do their workouts exactly as I state them. They don't skip them. They're doing, like they will plod along. They have incredible endurance, the best mindsets. And it's just like, it's so cool. And I love this like narrative of you this whole time. Like you're just gonna show up and do it. And like your confidence in yourself. And I will say that like that's the biggest difference in the age dynamic of people is like I'll have people in their 20s and 30s that are really doubting themselves when it comes to ultras and they're overthinking, right? And you're just like, no, I'm gonna show up. I know myself, right? Which is so cool. And just your confidence in yourself throughout it. Like, oh my gosh, I love your whole running story. Like,
Well,
I
people
love
didn't
it.
understand, when I did across the years this year, that was my sixth attempt,
Yeah.
the
Shit.
100.
Yeah.
Because right before then, I did the Badger,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that heat took me out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
was
on
that
point when it
yeah.
came to nutrition and stuff. It was so hot. I'm like, oh no, and I
Mm-mm.
missed the cutoff. I have never drank so much water in my life. I
Yeah,
my
people don't
my
see all the failures that got you there.
my blood should be tailwind opposed to red. Okay, so and it's just like every aid station, you just could have stuck an IV in me and pumped me up, and I would have been dry 10 minutes later. I mean, that's how hot it was.
Yeah,
And I missed the cutoff. And so that was my fifth attempt at 100. So
yeah,
by this time, the mindset starts messing with you.
yeah. You
It's
still
just
did
like,
it though,
what?
right?
You keep failing. Why do you keep going back? I don't know why you keep doing this. And then I turned around to the other shoulder. I said, because I can and because I will.
Yeah,
I said, I'm going
yeah,
to finish this one day.
yeah,
It might not be today, but I'm going to do this.
yeah.
Oh, I turned around and signed up for across the years for 2023, 2024.
Yeah,
I did
that's
that race
amazing.
by myself.
Yeah, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. So, right, 2023, 2020. So you just did that. You
Mm-hmm.
just did your 100. So
Mm-hmm.
what are you training for right now?
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the 50-50, Chicago 50-50. I
Brag.
haven't done it since my first
Oh,
time
that's
I did it.
awesome.
So I'm gonna do that in November. And then all things being equal, in February, I'm gonna do Grand Masters.
Oh, yes. I love it.
So a
Yes.
friend of mine who lives in New Mexico, she's gonna her and her husband run it. And she told me if I did it, she would come back and do
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
So that's in February.
Mhm.
And then after Grand Masters, I will keep that base up so I can be ready for Tunnel Hill, November
Going
2025.
back. We're going back. I
I'm
love
going back.
that. I love it. Take that beast down. You can
Going
do
back.
that course.
So it's like, and I have a friend who's, I asked her to run, and she's a much faster runner than I am. I mean, she can kick butt. But I asked her, have you made your race plan? And she has kids and, husband. So I'm always cognizant of that. I don't
Yeah.
want to be in anybody's way. And I asked her, would you be interested in doing Tunnel Hill and pace me?
Mhm.
And I would want her to sign up for the race, not as a pacer, because you can
Yeah.
only come in after the last
Yeah,
minute.
you're like, "I want you there with me the
I want you
whole
there with me the
time."
whole time. Exactly. And she says, heck yeah.
Mhm.
So I just need to keep on her radar so she doesn't forget. So that'll be my job to keep it in the forefront for her.
Yeah.
She's gonna do that with me. And my goal, and it's not about getting the buckle alley per se. That's great. It's about finishing something I didn't finish.
Yeah, it's about finishing something that you said you were gonna finish no matter how
Exactly.
long, how many years, how many attempts.
And I'm gonna do it.
I believe in you. I
So,
believe in you.
that's what's on my radar. I keep the I don't want to do too many ultras because I don't think my body can handle it,
Yeah, you
and
wanna give
it
yourself
just,
ample
I
recovery for
need
sure,
ample it took me a little bit to recover from across the years this year.
as it should. I
Um,
mean, it's hard.
and I thought I would feel good in a week. And my coach is like,
Mhm.
no.
No.
She said more like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
And she says maybe
exactly.
5. She says, she had me up and walking and trotting.
Mhm.
Okay. She said, you got to move the body. You don't stay at home and lay on the sofa. Okay.
Yeah.
She said, you got to keep moving the body. You got to make sure you're still eating. I was eating everything. If it wasn't nailed down, I was eating it. Okay. So,
Yeah,
and she said, well, that's your metabolism working. And until it flattens out, I was hungry. I could get up in the middle of the night and eat. I
yeah,
never do that
yeah,
because I'm still calorie deficient, and drinking. I drank so much water, I thought I'd float out of this place. And she said, yeah, you're putting everything back that you left out there. It takes a minute for the endocrine system to level itself back out again. And
yeah,
it took me about a month. I was scared because I thought, why am I feeling like this? She said, it's
yeah,
it's normal.
yeah.
She said,
It's
it's
part of
normal.
it. It's
So
part
I'm
of
like,
it.
oh, okay. But I have big goals, high goals, and they don't work. I just go back to the drawing board, So,
Yeah.
I just tell people, especially women, I think we're so, regardless of what ethnicity it is, I think we're so underrepresented, so underscored.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, you have your Courtneys and your Sallys, but how about
Yeah.
just everyday me,
Yeah.
everyday people like me who, we don't have sponsorships, we got jobs, people have families, but we still manage to get out there to do the miles.
Mhm.
And when we win something or do something, give us the credit, show us. You
Yeah.
always talk about the male winner and overall. How about start out with us for a change?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Isla, oh my gosh, I love this whole story so much, and I appreciate you coming on. And I'm going to tell you this, and I'm putting it out there. If your person backs out for Tunnel Hill, you let me know, and I will personally come do that with you because I want to help you get across that finish line. So if your
Oh,
person
Allie,
backs out,
wow.
you let me know. I will come do that with you. I will train for it to get you across that finish line because I'm just so impressed with your
Oh,
ability
thank
to
you
keep
so much,
showing
Allie. That
up,
means so much.
and we'll have you back on after you do Tunnel Hill because you're gonna do it, and I feel really, really confident in that, Isla. And I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story with
I have
me.
enjoyed this.
Amazing, amazing.
Haley speaks so highly of
I
you.
love Haley.
And
She's
that's why I did
wonderful.
your race because I
Yeah.
was going to do 50-50
You
last
took a
year.
break from it. You took a break from it. You
She
came and
says,
hung out with
she said, you
us.
ought to go out and do the race by my house. She says, go out and do CUSS. She said, you'll like Allie. She said, she's
Mhm.
really nice and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. So we drove out there and we did it. I didn't finish, but I made it halfway,
Yeah, you had a great day in the woods. You had a
but I
great day in
came
the
out there.
woods.
It was so beautiful, and
Mhm.
it was just, I told my brother I need to move out there so I can have access to the trails
I
all the
know
time
it's so nice out there. I
because
know, but
coming from
Evanston's a good
Evanston,
spot to run. It's a good spot to run.
yeah, but it's pavement,
I know. Yeah,
and
it's
we
not the
have
same.
Harm's Woods, but it's
It's
okay.
so little. It's so I love it.
Exactly,
I go to it, but it's so little. And
but I
something's
like I
always
like
dead
the
there, Isla. Something's always dead there.
So I like the woods, and I can't believe at 60 plus years old, I'm talking about I like the woods. Okay, I
You
just
learn something new about yourself.
hey, like, hey, now, if I can like the woods, anybody should like the woods. Okay. So I'm just saying, okay. But this has been such a pleasure. I've been
I
looking so
love it.
much forward to this.
I love it,
And
Isla. I love it. I love that mantra. If she likes the woods, you're gonna like the woods. I love it. Let's just leave it on that note. Isla, I appreciate you so much. You keep me posted about Tunnel Hill.
I will.
Bye, Isla.
All right. Have a good one, my friend.